JMU Athletics and the JMU Alumni Association are teaming up to bring you this free Matazone HD Sportsnet feature presentation. From Harrisonburg, Virginia, the campus of James Madison University. Welcome to NCAA Field Hockey and a Colonial Athletic Association encounter between the host Dukes and the Northeastern Huskies from Brookline, Massachusetts. Today's match on Matazone is being presented to you by the JMU Alumni Association, Comcast Sportsnet, the JMU Graduate School, Intellos Wireless, the JMU Bookstore, Residence Inn, and Fox Hill Townhomes. A very pleasant good afternoon, everyone. First of all, make sure you know what time it is. Did you put your clocks back an hour last night? Well, the CA Championship Tournament, the clock will start ticking on it next Friday as the Delaware Blue Hens finish the regular season at perfect 6-0 and will be hosting the tournament next weekend. That and the fact that the Towson Tigers will not be going to the tournament are the only sure things today. Drexel and Northeastern are tied for second at 3-2. Then it's William and Mary, Hofstra, and the JMU Dukes all at 2-3. So it is 5 teams vying for 3 spots today. Hofstra is at William and Mary. That game got underway at noon at last report. No score between the Pride and the Tribe. Drexel is at Towson, and that match, like this one, begins at 1 o'clock. For the JMU Dukes, they've got to win to be in. If they lose, it's a moot point, and they will face, and of course, they also will need help today from the Pride of Hofstra to get into today's matchup, or into the CA tournament, I should say. For the Northeastern Huskies, a win today, and they are definitely in. A loss, and they still could get in if William and Mary beats Hofstra. So that's the way it all breaks down today. We'll come back and take a look at our starting lineups and get you set up for today's matchup after this timeout. You're watching JMU Field Hockey this afternoon in HD and live on Matazone, presented by the JMU Alumni Association.
Instead of asking yourself, where did those 4 years go? Think about where the next 40 will take you. Be involved at Madison. Dukes from day one, alumni for life.
Jim and John are both covered by the nation's best networks. Jim uses Intellos Wireless. John does not. Jim saves money every month. John does not. And thanks to those savings, Jim has money left over for hula hoops, a little mood music, and access to the rooftop pool. John does not. Intellos Wireless. The difference is savings. Switch now and get unlimited data, text, and talk for just $79.99.
Visit the James Madison University Bookstore, your source for all things JMU. Get your official Duke gear. Open after every football game. The JMU Bookstore. Support the team.
Welcome back to the JMU Field Hockey Complex. A critical match for both of these teams here today. The Northeastern Huskies 7-11 overall, 3-3 on the road, 3-2 in the CAA. The Dukes 9-8 overall, 6-1 here at home. Their only loss last Sunday, that was in overtime to Drexel. And the Dukes are 2-3 in conference play. First of all, the starting lineup for the Northeastern Huskies has already been introduced. But let's take a look at it from the Matazone perspective. A freshman will be in goal from Somerset, England. That's number 1, Becky Gardner. The other starters will be Alyssa Carlson, a freshman from Watertown, Massachusetts. Jessica Unger, who is a freshman from Macungie, Pennsylvania. Also, Lindsay Bennett, a senior out of Kansas City, Missouri. She had a hat trick in the 3-2 very critical win for the Huskies at William and Mary on Friday. Hannah Wine is a freshman from Perryville, Maryland. Then it's Caroline Judge, who is a junior from Lewes, Delaware. Vanessa Pryor, a sophomore from Center Reach, New York. Zoe Kale from Bluebell, Pennsylvania. She is a sophomore. And Kelly Dunn, redshirt junior from Ashburnham, Massachusetts, starting today for the Huskies of Northeastern. Also, I believe Casey Kovalevsky, a redshirt junior, also should be starting for Northeastern here this afternoon. For the JMU Dukes, quick look at this. Freshman Rosalie Becker will be starting today from West Netherlands. And it's Taylor Bailey, a junior from Fredericksburg, Virginia. Taylor West, a redshirt sophomore from Princess Anne, Maryland. I'll continue with the starting lineup. Right now it's time for the national anthem here from Harrisonburg. Anthem on a clear November Sunday here in the Shenandoah Valley. It is cool. We also have quite the breeze blowing, but of course the breeze doesn't have as much influence on a match in field hockey as it does many other outdoor sporting events. Let's continue with that look at the Madison starting lineup again. Becker, Bailey, and West got those out there to you. Saskia Szymanski, a sophomore from Berlin, Germany. A.B. Goldstein, one of the three seniors today from Lidditz, Pennsylvania. And she's starting for the Dukes. Dana Alaband, a junior from Elkton, Maryland. Sam Smirka, redshirt senior from Townsend, Delaware. She also one of the three seniors today. Adrian Levant, a sophomore from Port Elizabeth, South Africa. Jane Saylor, junior from Liverpool, Pennsylvania. Lou Stenches, a sophomore out of Belgium. And in goal, the very salty Stephanie Tarfus. You have to be watching Twitter earlier today to kind of get that salty note about Stephanie. 5-4 in the goal, 1.43 goals against average, and she makes a save on 3 out of 4 shots taken against her thus far on goal this season. Michael Bowl is the interim head coach of the JMU Dukes. Andrew Gooderham, who can even teach Duke Dog how to play in goal. He is your goalie coach for the Dukes. And for the Northeastern Huskies, Cheryl Murtaugh, who is in her 26th year at the helm of the Huskies. And in 2013, looking to guide the Huskies to a third consecutive NCAA appearance. And a win today would put them in the CAA tournament. A loss, and they'll have to wait and see. Incidentally, Hofstra does lead William & Mary at halftime, 1-0. And that is good news for the JMU Dukes. Last year, the Huskies went 14-7, 5-2 in the CAA. Under their head coach, then in her 25th year, and Murtaugh was inducted into the National Field Hockey Coaches Association Hall of Fame in 2012 as well. So it certainly serves as a memorable season in her long field hockey coaching career. The Northeastern Huskies, again from Brookline, Massachusetts, which is there in the Boston area. Most time you can just simply say Boston. Of course, there are many, many schools in Boston, Massachusetts, and around the area there. Well, the Dukes will start to my right as we describe the action to you here today. That's Taylor West over the ball to start things off. Tim Vaughn and Sally Ettinger are the officials for today's matchup. And right away, down into the far right corner, giving chase there is Kovalevsky. Kovalevsky up the line. The Dukes putting some early pressure on. Jamalski over there. This is Adrian Levat. Levat's pass is taken away, is knocked out of bounds on the far side. That last touch by JMU will have a push in for the Huskies, and going up the line they do. They've got one player out back here cherry picking somewhat, and that's Emma Labushin. And the Dukes working inside the D, and we get a kick by one of the JMU players. Getting some pressure inside the attacking zone. Doing so was Rosalie Becker. Becker trying to get back defensively now as play comes right out in front of us. Ball picked off by Amy Goldstein. Goldstein, Smirtka, and Tarfus, the seniors, will have a recognition of those 3 players at the end of today's matchup. We do plan to have that for you on Matazone as well. Dana Alaban there with her first touch of the day. She's whistled for a foul. Coming up to restart the play will be Kelly Dunn. Dunn starts it to the right of the scoring D. Alaban there to defend. So is Amy Goldstein. Goldstein takes the ball away for a split second, but then sliding up in there once again is Kelly Dunn. It's off the end line. It'll be JMU's ball at the 16. Playing in the second minute, no score, no shots thus far. Early in this regular season finale for both teams. Again, the CA tournament begins next Friday in Newark, Delaware. Number 1 seed will be the Delaware Blue Hens. Everything else to be determined here on this final Sunday during the regular season. On the far side, it's the Dukes of James Madison keeping it at the stick. That's Lou Stenches on the far side. Dukes with a restart here. Taylor Bailey had a goal on Friday night as the Dukes defeated Hofstra 3-1. It was Bailey, Levat getting goals, and Bethany Ashworth scoring for JMU. Lindsay Bennett had the hat trick. Here's a shot, and it's going to clear everything. That shot taken by Levat. So the first shot taken by either team comes in the 3rd minute of play. Jessica Unger slides it over to the near side. Becker there to try to defend. Controlled, however, by the Huskies. Becker gets in the mix, and the Huskies will maintain the possession. It was Caroline Judge, a junior from Lewes, Delaware, 3 goals and 2 assists. Leading scorer, by the way, is Bennett. After her hat trick on Friday night, she leads the Huskies with 10 goals on the season. Stepping in front, Kovalevsky. Long hit for Taylor Bailey looking down the line. She was intending to connect with Taylor West. Taylor West from Princess Anne, Maryland, about a 4.5, 5-hour drive out onto the eastern shore, so no real easy way to get there. Bailey misfires. That's Taylor Bailey on the far side. Taylor with 6 goals after getting her solo goal on Friday night. Bailey intercepts this start. Bailey keeps it down on the turf, looking for West once again. Dukes 9 and 8 overall. Northeastern at 7 and 11. That last touch by JMU, and up the line, here we go with the long pass. It's knocked down by Dana Alaban. Alaban quickly forward, she goes to Stenches. Check that, that's Shamalski on the far side. Shamalski still, no, I'm sorry, that is Sam Smirtka. Now I see number 10 flash in front of me. Bethany Ashworth down in the corner. Ashworth gives it back over the right side. Levat tries to sit it inside the D. She's got it inside now, continues to dribble it, sends it out front. The keeper comes out, Gardner, and they free it to the far left side of Gardner, the keeper. Good pressure for the Dukes in the 5th minute. Coming back, here's Levat. Levat losing it for a split second, keeps it tight on the stick, will drop it back. Here's Stenches. Stenches far side, Smirtka. Sam up the line, she finds Taylor Bailey. Bailey working on the far side from our vantage point, comes all the way back. Stenches with a backhanded stop. Nicely done there by Luce. Luce over to Smirtka. Back to Luce again. Goldstein back here if they need her to release the pressure. And, of course, you got Alaban in the back as the final line of defense for the Dukes. She's way up at the midline, and she's got it now. She'll send it over to Goldstein. Goldstein's got Palumbo forward down on the sideline, and there she goes to Palumbo. Rachel has it. Palumbo to looking for Levat. Pass just a little too far out in front, and Northeastern takes it back over, slowed down by Goldstein as she poked it away for a split second there from Vanessa Pryor. Pryor with it now, the sophomore out of Center Reach, New York. Pryor keeps it at her stick, now taken away there. Dana Alaban with Goldstein coming up the back pressure. Long reach, nicely done by Dunn. No pun intended. And Wine has it on the far side. Wine sends it forward. Smirka there to intercept the pass for JMU. Beyond the dotted line, she's going to take it across into the midfield now. Nice pass, received, and sent even further forward, but picked off on the way. Kowaleski comes away with it. She comes to the near side, and there she'll find Dunn again. Dunn with a slow roller that ends up at the stick of Pryor. Pryor being pressured by Goldstein. Goldstein there to disrupt the play, and now a long pass looking for Bethany Ashworth off the stick of Stenches. The ball goes out of bounds way down in the attacking end, so that does at the very least allow for the Dukes to pressure up forward now. So in some essence it served a good purpose. Goldstein drops to the knee and controls the ball. Over to Alaban. Alaban surveys and decides to send it wide for Smirka, the senior out of Townsend, Delaware. Oh, misfire there. Alaban. Tarfus way out top. Tarfus with a quick touch. Relying on Alaban to have good stick success, and she does so. Murtaugh with hands in the air on the far side, concerned about either a call or some miscommunication among the Huskies. Dukes with the greater possession time right now, better stick work all in all. Maybe the way the Dukes played against Hofstra on Friday night might support them in their quest for getting to the CAA tournament. Long pass intended for West off the stick of the redshirt sophomore. West started her season as a true freshman 3 years ago now, and had some injury issues. They played her up until the very last game they possibly could to maintain her eligibility, and now she's a redshirt sophomore. Here's the shot taken by Palumbo. She got quite a bit of the stick on it. Well done by the Dukes. That is 3 shots for Madison. None yet taken by the Northeastern Huskies. Dukes are going to sub up here. They've got Trio standing on the sideline. Actually, they've done some subbing already. And have slipped in.
John just gave me a card and I forgot to put it all the way in, so I can miss that shot.
Palumbo will send it forward. That's Levat. Levat gets it inside the D, gets ready to fire. Now will control it again, takes it to the baseline, sends it out in front, a crossing pass, and it's cleared out as Carlson sweeps it away for the Northeastern Huskies. 26 minutes to go in the first half. Still no score. Dukes with the early control in this one over the Huskies. This is not the only matchup between these two universities today on the athletic field or court. The other matchup is taking place a little distance from here on campus over at Godwin Hall, where the first set of the day went to Northeastern 25-23 in CAA volleyball action. Again, both those teams also looking for key wins to get to the CAA tournament. And last pass off the end line for JMU, and we'll have a restart at the 16 for the Huskies, and doing so will be Unger. Unger slides it back a bit. Pressure applied by Ashworth. She gets a stick on it. She's got control. No, they're going to say it bounced up and hit her in the shoulder, actually. So the advancement call against Ashworth, and now the restart. Sticking the stick in there this time is Stenches. Here's the shot by Levat. It's deflected. Actually, that's off the hand of Unger. That one smarted a bit. 0-0 our score, still in the early stages of this matchup, but we played into the 11th minute. Most of the play has been down to my left, which means JMU with possession for the most part. West tried to fire a pass in there. Unger stops it, and she'll zing it right back out, but there is Smirtka to anticipate it. Smirtka's pass a little awry, as Judge will collect the ball there, and then pressure applied immediately by Stenches. Dukes will advance the ball up. Levat kind of high to start the play. She's got Goldstein. She's going to go all the way back to Alaban, who's got a better sight lines of where JMU is positioned, and her pass is picked off. Lambishin comes away with it out of Liverpool, New York. On the hustle on the far side, this is Maggie Burke, a redshirt junior from New Canaan, Connecticut. Dukes take it away. That's Alaban. Alaban up the far line. Now the Huskies come back with it. Knocked out of bounds on the far side. Northeastern will maintain the possession. What wind there is blowing in the face of the Huskies as they approach the goal. Get another whistle and stoppage of play. Taken on the baseline, it's Pryor. And a restart. Deep into JMU territory. Ball comes all the way out to the top. Circling back out, it's Judge. Foul on JMU and a quick restart and a whistle. And this is going to go against Northeastern. So the Dukes will have the restart opportunity. Alaban will come up to do so with under 23 minutes to go in the opening half. Alaban keeps it on the deck to Stenches. Stenches comes wide with a nice hard pass right to the stick of Palumbo. Palumbo, that one rolls off the stick a little bit. Didn't get quite what she wanted on it. Unger comes away with it. Coming from the back is Rosalie Becker. She does a nice job of covering a lot of territory. And on the restart, a misfire for Northeastern. Stenches retreats a bit as oncoming. Here comes Pryor. Whistle against the Dukes. Judge will have it. Judge to Unger. She's being harassed by Taylor Bailey. Down inside the D. Ball is still free, still alive. And it eventually, right at the line. And we're going to get a corner play. Stephanie Tarfus asking the official about a dangerous high stick possibility. During all the collection of bodies there, right at the penalty stroke mark. Now the Dukes will have to have their first defense of a corner. Dropping down will be Lindsey Bennett from Kansas City, Missouri. 10 goals and 3 assists on the season.
21.
And there at the top, Emmy Vaservine, a freshman from the Netherlands, with 7 goals on the season. Going to end up at Judge. Ball trickles forward. And this is going to go off the foot of one of the Husky players. I think it may have been Dunn that was the player that went off of. Regardless, the Dukes will have possession now. Smirtka, as they do James Madison. The Dukes dodge the first bullet of the afternoon. Dukes with an advantage in shots at 5-3, but Northeastern starting to counter a little bit here at this stage of the game as we're into our 16th minute of play, very soon to be. Smirtka on the sideline, tried the angled pass, looking for Rosalie Becker. Becker called for the obstruction. Judge will restart it. Judge up the field a bit, and she'll get it to Bennett. Bennett misfires, sends it wide and out of bounds. Ball out of bounds on the far side. Jade Saylor. Taylor Bailey now. Bailey got some space to work with. Keeps it tight, gets it inside the D's. Comes back out. Adrian Levatt. Levatt pushes it forward. Here's the shot by West, and it's a goal. Beautiful pass by Adrian Levatt. Sets it up for Taylor West, who blasted home for her 14th goal of the season. And it comes with 19:28 to go in the opening half.
Dan, that goal means it's t-shirt time. Get up if you want a free t-shirt.
West from Levatt puts the Dukes on the board. $19:28 to go as I jot it down on my score sheet here. And West with her 14th goal for Levatt. She'll pick up the assist. That is her second of the season to go with her 7 goals. So thus far this Sunday starting off well for James Madison's chances. Hofstra was leading at William & Mary 1-0. That was only at halftime. And the Dukes take the early lead in this one 1-0. Good pressure applied by Ashworth. Ashworth with a backhanded stab at it. Still tries to get through, and she may work herself into. No, they're going to say she hacked at it. I thought she might get the call on a obstruction, but her chance to get back actually gets her back in the play
Goal
as she
scored by
overran it.
number 4, Taylor West, with an assist from number 19, Adrian Levatt.
Dukes with a push in, actually a restart here for Taylor West. Back it comes to Goldstein. Goldstein back to West. She'll keep it with a horizontal pass. Stentjes even wider, but a little too much as Jade Saylor couldn't catch up with it. Dukes have outshot opponents 262 to 159 this season. And holding an on-goal advantage of 171 to 100. There have been some opponents the Dukes have just simply dominated this year, particularly here at home. They are 6-1 at home. Again, the loss to Drexel, which was a lot of stalemate play last week between the Dragons and the Dukes. And less than 3 minutes in, I think it was 2:55 into the contest, the Dragons got a long pass and just did get one past Stephanie Tarfus into the goal for the game winner. Dukes have produced more points this year than Northeastern, 130. Actually, you can tack on the additional ones after the Dukes with the goal and assist here today to 81 for the Hofstra Pride. No, excuse me, for the Northeastern Huskies, rather. Saylor will restart on the far side. Dukes are 3-3 over their last 6 games, and that goes back to the second conference game of the season, so since October the 4th. Getting that double overtime, or that overtime win against Towson here at home was pretty key. 2-1 the final. That leveled their CA record. And pressure applied back out front. Bodies flying everywhere. Everything's still clear. Taylor West gets it. She takes a shot, and it's going to be deflected and a foul called inside the circle. And with that, the Dukes will get a first corner play of the afternoon. If the Dukes do get in, meaning a win today for JMU and a Pride of Hofstra University victory, the Dukes would be the number 3 seed, and they would play at 7 o'clock against the 2nd seeded team. Goldstein will start the play. Comes out. Here is the shot by West. Comes out to the Dukes at Stentjes. Stentjes will take a crack at it. Kicked back out by Gardner. Still inside the shooting D and then cleared out. Dukes with a restart. It's West. West drops it low to Levatt. Levatt spins with it. Pushes it forward, and a backhanded shot by West. And a foul called against JMU. So with the earlier goal for the Dukes, her 14th of the season. Here's a pass that's way up the line, and Dana Alaban will just watch it, and it rolls off the end line. She'll come out for the restart. Alaban. Goldstein to West. Nice dribbling of the ball. Gets it past as she just continues to bounce it off the stick to get past the defender. And it clears through everybody, and out of bounds it goes. Alaban to Stenches. Back to Alaban again. Lindsay Bennett again with the top scoring totals for the Huskies. Also the career leader in games played. This is number 81 in her career. Now with 55 points after the 3-goal performance, the hat trick and the 3-2 win over William and Mary on Friday evening. She was a preseason All-CA selection, as was Zoe Kale. Dukes get it inside, and a delayed whistle, and a corner for JMU. Windy day here in the Shenandoah Valley. But it has been a nice weekend overall, a homecoming weekend that has been extremely successful for the athletic programs. Volleyball with a win over Hofstra on Friday night, including, of course, the field hockey win over the Pride. Goldstein will insert this now. Comes out, Alaban with the stop. Stenches tries to take the shot. Here's the second shot, deflected around, and I think Gardner got a piece of it initially with a pad save, and it comes out wide. This is flicked up into the air. Rosalie Becker there for JMU. Dukes in women's swimming swept a pod meet, a CA pod meet, beating Delaware, William and Mary, and UNCW. Yesterday it was the final day of the 2-day event that was over at Savage Natatorium. And we get a timeout call by the Northeastern Huskies. Yesterday, the football Dukes with a 31-21 much-needed win over the Villanova Wildcats. The Wildcats preseason favorites to win the Colonial, but they're out of the playoff picture. That was their 5th loss of the year. The Dukes 6-3 now, and all six wins coming at home. And more importantly, 3-2 in the Colonial Athletic Association, still in the hunt for a playoff berth. Next week they'll travel up to Durham, New Hampshire to face the Wildcats. Also yesterday, the cross-country Dukes finished second to champion William and Mary in the CAA championship race hosted by Towson. William and Mary really dominated. They swept the top of the competition. And today we have not only this matchup, the Northeastern JMU volleyball clash. Men's soccer also playing today its final home game as the Dukes hosting Georgia Southern, a non-conference matchup over at University Park. And there's basketball at the Convocation Center. Exhibition play. The women against Lenore Ryan. That game started at noon. Dukes well in control at halftime on that one. And the men will face Philadelphia University. That'll start at about 2:30, probably a little later than that. Northeastern does lead that volleyball match, however, 2-0. JMU and the Huskies tied at 18-all in set 3. I can also get an update on that William and Mary and Hofstra matchup in field hockey. As play continues on in the midfield. And it's clear the Dukes will bring it out. It's 1-1. I'm not really sure. Actually, I don't assume that's, actually I'm not sure if that's a soccer match or a field hockey match after a tweet I saw from William and Mary. So we'll have to wait on getting confirmation on that. 11 minutes to go here in the first. The Dukes getting a goal from Taylor West. Taylor Bailey on defense. Weaving her way through the bodies is Zoe Kale. Coming out is Dunn. And we're going to have a corner play for the Huskies. And with the insertion will be Lindsay Bennett. Taylor Bailey's going to hustle up to get in the cage. Dukes were a person shy. Here with the stop, Lambison. Lambison will make the stop. Here's the shot, and that goes off a JMU player. It'll be another long corner this time. Is that what they call the short corner? I have to get my terminology squared away. But anyway, it was a ball for the Huskies. JMU will advance it back up. Here comes Smirka. Smirka tries the long pass. Northeastern intercepts it. Judge with it now. She'll come wide to Dunn. Dunn being harassed there by Jade Saylor, still on her. Dunn goes off Saylor. Amy Goldstein tried to keep it alive. It was last touch by Goldstein. Starting in from the side now. Saylor comes back up again. She's going to foul. Restarting it once again. Dunn fakes it. Drops it a short pass. There to pull it away is Adrian Levat. Levat keeps the possession. She's got the speed. And she's got the pass nicely knocked down. Just sticking the stick out there was Carlson. Apparently hit the back of the stick, so they call a foul. Way up the field it goes to Bailey. Bailey settles it down. Kristen Rattano now in the lineup for the Dukes. Tries to send it across. Rattano, a sophomore out of Virginia Beach with a goal and an assist. She wears number 9. On the far side now. He's shifted some bodies around a bit. 8:20 to go in the first half. Stop it again. Tim Vaughn rather, says bring it back here to restart it. Rattano's going to leave the lineup. Ashworth comes back in for Madison.
I'm going to see a fight.
There's Palumbo. Palumbo trying to get it forward. She does so to West. West circles back. Stenches. Wide. Didn't get enough on it. And stepping out in front is going to be Dunn. Nicely anticipated by the junior. 2 goals for Dunn. He's going to drop it back. Guess who's there? It's Jade Saylor. Saylor tries to pass it forward. Stenches used the ankle to slow the ball down. Official saw it from a good distance and awards the ball to Dunn. Correction, that's Lambison. 7:25 remaining. far side. Just down from the Husky bench. On the baseline. Just have a couple of defenders there. And it'll be JMU's ball after the whistle. I'll tell you, Becky Gardner, the goalkeeper for Northeastern, he is a talker. She has been back there communicating the entire time, regardless of where the ball seems to be on the field. Not only when it's in the attacking zone for JMU, but even at the moment. She's directing traffic from the back. Down the sideline, Kelly Dunn. She'll lose it out of control. It'll be off of Duke. Dunn fakes it again. Into the corner. Alaban there to poke it away for JMU. Still Northeastern's ball. Under 6 minutes to go in the opening half. Ball knocked down by Stentious. Stentious up the sideline. Reverses the stick. Gets it between the wickets, and it goes out to Shamalski. Shamalski down further. Danny Wilson is checked in, number 11 for the Dukes. Wilson kicked it forward. Danny, a sophomore, Port Elizabeth, South Africa. 2 goals for Danny thus far this season. Got a chance to speak with her a little bit on Friday afternoon before they came over for their matchup. I was at volleyball on Friday night over at Godwin Hall, and Danny stopped in to take a peek at some of the swimming action. She was already all taped up and ready to go. I thought she had actually hurt herself. She said, "No, it's just kind of standard stuff here. Got taped one of her ankles up a bit." And she also has a soft tape on her right wrist as well. But I didn't get the full medical report on all that. We just had a quick conversation about it.
If you buy me food, maybe.
Danny, a sophomore. Misfire by Smirtka, the senior for the Dukes. She's trying to send it over to Stentious. Now Smirtka will stay there and comes up with the stop. Here's Goldstein. Dukes have a number of their family and fans up on the hillside back behind the Northeastern goal, and they're making a good amount of noise up there. They're watching it from the considerable distance away, but they are making their presence known over there also. Saylor, Wilson trips through a couple of defenders. She'll get the advantage. It's obstructed there. The restart by Saylor. Saylor with a hard swing of it, misses everything. And off the end line. Three minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the first half. At halftime, Houston Stutt's going to take a look at the new basketball court over at the Convocation Center. Dukes fans getting a first look at it today as the Dukes with an exhibition doubleheader. Last touch by the Huskies, they say. Goldstein. Alabama with a long pass. She finds the stick of Levat. Levat loses her footing. Still able to get it forward, though. Here's Wilson. Wilson trying to back her way in. She was going to take the angle shot. Knocked down by Shamalski. She tried to zip a past everybody. And here comes hustling in Sam Smirtka. Smirtka maintaining the possession off the stick just outside the attacking D, and she'll take a tumble. And the Huskies come out with it. In doing so, it's Caroline Judge. Judge's progress is slowed down by Levat. Actually, they're going to call a foul on Judge, and Levat will take over. Levat with a long pass. Shamalski does everything she can to keep it from going off the end line, but it creeps on out, and it'll be the Northeastern ball at the 16. 2:16 to go. Here's the backward pass. Comes up forward now. With the ball is Zoe Kale. Kale's pass was intended for Bennett here up the sideline. Goes off Bennett's stick. A restart by Goldstein. She'll get it in a hurry. Goes so to Stentius. Stentius, long pass. Coming to meet it and redirected is Smirtka. Smirtka with a nice touch to get around the defender. Smirtka continues on, leaves it out forward, and here's West. West takes it towards the baseline and creates the corner play as she takes it off the ankle of Kovalevsky. So the corner coming up for JMU. Under 90 seconds remaining in the first half of play. Amy Goldstein will start it for the Dukes. Alaban there to stop it for Madison. Taylor West there, and right behind her, looks like Stentius is lined up there. Shashka Skomolski here to the near side. They're going to fake it. Here's the shot, and it deflects in for the goal. And doing so, it's Lou Stentius on the play for JMU. And the Dukes now have the 2-0 lead. On the corner play with 58.9 seconds to go. What do we got here? Here's the insertion. Sliding it over, and Skomolski, I'm not sure who redirected it in, was screened out a bit. We'll get the official call from the other side where they keep the official statistics. Might have a chance to actually check my stat monitor as well. Well, we'll get that for you as well. Here we go.
By number 22, Luz Statius, with an assist from number 7, Amy Goldstein, and number 8, Dana Alaban.
Okay, so they're going assist to Goldstein and Alaban. It was Goldstein with the insertion. Alaban directed it, and then Stentius dropped low to take the hard shot, although it did careen and go up high. May have actually just gone off the stick of the keeper. But needless to say, the Dukes will have a 2-0 lead as the first half expires. JMU out shooting the Huskies 17-4, and it's also shown up on the scoring column as the Dukes with a 2-0 lead here at intermission. That's halfway to the Dukes' goal today. Got to get a win, otherwise it's all a moot point, and they need some help from the pride of Hofstra University. Northeastern needs help from William and Mary. As it's going to trickle down here to this final few minutes of the regular season as to who's going to get into the CAA Championship Tournament. We know Delaware's #1, Towson is out, but the other 5 battling for 2 spots on this afternoon. Timeout here at JMU's Field Hockey Complex, of course. It is halftime. And halftime brought to you by University Outpost. We're going to take a bit of a timeout. We'll come back, hear from Houston Stutz, and continue on with our coverage here on Madison HD Sportsnet as you're watching JMU Field Hockey this afternoon live in HD coverage on Madison and presented to you by the JMU Alumni Association.
I knew going to JMU would be more about just getting a master's.
I just knew that it was the place for me.
I feel as though that I'm a part of the institution.
You will never meet a stranger. Everyone is always willing to help you out and to help you through your graduate experience here at James Madison University.
The graduate school here is a great choice.
The education that you receive is top-notch.
It's one of the best in the country. And from here, everything is possible.
The Residence Inn by Marriott provides guests with plenty of room. Room to recharge. Room to prepare. Room to relax. Stay one night or as long as you like. The Residence Inn by Marriott provides each guest with amenities tailored to their individual needs. Spacious suites with all the comforts of home. Because it's not just a room, it's a residence.
Instead of asking yourself, where did those 4 years go? Think about where the next 40 will take you. Be involved at Madison. Dukes from day one, alumni for life.
Welcome back to the JMU Field Hockey Complex. The JMU Dukes with a 2-0 lead over the Northeastern Huskies. Both teams battling for a spot in the CAA Championship Tournament. Lou Stinches netting the goal, 1 minute remaining in regulation. In the first half, I should say, as the Dukes take the 2-0 lead on the corner play. As the Dukes with the 2-0 lead over the Northeastern Huskies. Northeastern defeated the Dukes in volleyball today, 3-0. Dukes slipped to 10-14 overall, 5-6 in the CAA. And the women's basketball Dukes with 7:21 left, and that was about 5 minutes ago. This tweet came out, leading Lenore Ryan 63-38. Speaking of basketball, new court on the floor at the Convocation Center, at least a new design and a new floor. And more on that with Houston Stutz.
The JMU Convocation Center recently received a makeover to the basketball court. It is highlighted by 2 giant Duke dog heads and is far from ordinary.
I loved it when they came up with the idea of the 2 big Duke dog heads. It's creative. You don't really see that in this RCAA conference.
One issue, though, is the three-point arc runs right through Duke dog in both corners, which could make it tough to see.
At first I was a little worried just from a player's aspect about actually being on it because it looks cool, but I was worried it would be a little much, but we're down here, I don't notice it at all.
Even though it has a lot, players say the logo at midcourt is enough to make it the best in the CAA.
You know, I love JMU, so everything that JMU has, that's the best. So I'll never say anything bad, you know.
We are JMU. It's like the hardest place to play. Everybody knows that, and now the floor just adds to it.
The new floor, however, didn't come just because the Convo needed a new look.
We definitely needed a new floor. The floor was kind of chipping, and it was actually getting to the point where in some areas it wasn't as safe as it should have been.
And the new design for the floor was actually created by JMU fans.
That was definitely great. You know, they give them their input. You know, feel like they involved in decision making at everything that goes on here. So they're a part of the JMU Nation. They're a part of the family too. So it's important that they got a chance to do that.
Players say it was like Christmas morning when they got to see the new surprise from the fans for the first time.
Oh, I started running around like a little kid. I was excited. You know, I started running around. You know, me and my teammates taking pictures of it and all that. It was just fun.
The team is also hoping the fans share the same excitement from their seats.
Well, you know, it's a new era. It's a new era, and come on out. And the floor is loud, so hopefully the fans will be louder and help us cheer us on to victory.
The first games on the new floor will be this Sunday. The women's exhibition game begins at noon, followed by the men at 2:30. For Madison HD Sportsnet, I'm Houston Stutz.
Dukes with a 2-0 lead over the Northeastern Huskies here this afternoon on Madison HD Sportsnet, presented to you by the JMU Alumni Association. Your chance to get in on the production here this afternoon. Invite you, whether you're a fan of the Dukes or a fan of the Northeastern Huskies. Send us an email here this afternoon. See if we can get that email up and address up there for you. Madizone@jmu.edu. That's MADIZONE@jmu.edu. We'll get that up there on the screen for you as well so that you can easily type it in while you watch today's matchup. And shoot us an email here today. Let us know where you're watching from, who you might be rooting for here this afternoon. Again, Madizone, MADIZONE@jmu.edu. Presented to you all, of course, by the JMU Alumni Association. Which, by the way, certainly had a big weekend here this weekend as many alums back in town for homecoming. And, of course, JMU fans can become invested in Madison's future by making a gift to the university. There are more than 2,200 funds at JMU covering scholarships, program support, academic departments, and facility enhancements. Learn how you can make an investment in JMU's future at jmu.edu/give. Maybe the Duke Club is an idea. The Duke Club, of course, a special fundraising group through JMU Athletics that raises funds from supporters that goes towards scholarships for these young ladies, as well as the other 400-plus student athletes at JMU, and the general operating budget for the JMU athletic program. Say hello to our viewers in South Africa, of course. Peter, Adrian, and Matthew Wilson, they're watching. Danny did get into the matchup there in the first half. They're sending best wishes across miles across the Atlantic from Port Elizabeth, South Africa. Go Dukes, you can do it, they say. Also another email that has come in from another one of our viewers here, early too. And this is from Gary Levat. He says he should be home doing homework and sleeping in early because it's a school night, but he'd rather watch his sister Adrian Levat play hard for the JMU field hockey team and with the family. So go Dukes. And that's Michaela. Actually, I guess Gary sent using Gary's email. Again, you can send us an email here this afternoon. We'll give you a shout out and try to work that in for you as well. We'll be back with more as we get you set for the second half. Take a look at our first half stats right after this quick timeout on Madison HD Sportsnet, presented by the JMU Alumni Association.
Jim and John are both covered by the nation's best networks. Jim uses Entelos Wireless. John does not. Jim saves money every month. John does not. And thanks to those savings, Jim has money left over for hula hoops, a little mood music, and access to the rooftop pool. John does not. Entelos Wireless. The difference is savings. Switch now and get unlimited data, text, and talk for just $79.99.
Visit the James Madison University Bookstore, your source for all things JMU. Get your official Duke gear. Open after every football game. The JMU Bookstore. Support the team.
Kurt Dudley with you here on this Sunday afternoon in November. Welcome to month number 11. Did you drop your clock back an hour? You realize it's not as late as you might think? Yeah, you got an extra hour there. I wonder if they have the same, of course, that's a United States type thing. Do they do the same in South Africa? Do they change the clocks there? Let's take a look at our stats here from the first half. Duke's dominated when you look at the numbers. 17-4 on shots. Penalty corners, JMU 3 and Northeastern 2. Northeastern goalkeeper Becky Garner with 5 saves. And for the Dukes, Stephanie Tarfus with 3 salty saves for the senior. Shots taken, 2 by Taylor Bailey, that is, 4 by Taylor West, and she has a goal. Sasha Skromolski with 2 shots. Goldstein with an assist. Alaban with a shot and an assist. Smirtka's taken a shot. Levat has taken one. And an assist for Levat as well. 4 Blue Stench's shots, and she has the goal. Ritana with a shot, and Palumbo with a shot. Only 4 taken for the Huskies. Bennett has 2 of those. The others were taken by, let's see, who else did we have here with shots? Basservine, she finished, she had 1 in the first half, and 1 for Unger. That's your primary stats in this matchup thus far, and the Dukes leading it 2-0. Have not been able to see an update from Williamsburg as to the score between Hofstra and William & Mary. I'll continue to try to monitor that while helping you to follow along here at the JMU Field Hockey Complex. Whistle favors James Madison, and Goldstein will start it, sends it into the midfield line where Unger has it. Unger with a pass on the deck. It's going to go off a Duke. They're going to restart it again. Stolen away by Alaban. Alaban with a quick flick of the wrist to West, and coming up and advancing it off the body was Pryor. So that will save the Duke's continued advancement here. Say hello to Anthony and Aiden, watching, cheering on Coach Bowl. JMU field hockey supporters in England. Yes, of course, we can give you a shout out across the pond, of course. Battle for it, to joust, and eventually won by Baservine. Northeastern. A little bit of a threat there by Bennett. Bennett wanting the call. It's going to be cleared out. JMU will have it now. Go Dukes, watching from Kernersville, North Carolina, cheering on, of course, for the Dukes to move on to the playoffs. Carol and Andrew. Their favorite player, number 17, Rachel Palumbo. I would expect they'll try to plan to be up here next year for Rachel's senior day. Her folks, of course, here today, as well as the family pet, which oftentimes makes the trip. Into the midfield. Poked away by Stenches. Bailey comes away with it for Madison. Taylor still has it, gets it over to Stenches. Stenches got a couple of options here. Good stick work. Falls to the turf. Wins as she did so, and gets it off to Sam Smirtka. Smirtka tries to blast it down the line, hops over the stick of Kovaleski and off the end line. It'll be back out to the 16. Coach Gooderham's parents, Phil and Belinda, supporting Andrew and the Dukes. Girls played well the first half. Keep it going. Go Dukes. More from England. Shamalski with it now for the Dukes. Pushes it out front. Cleared out there by Garner. And it's going to result in a corner for JMU. Quite funny. I could not understand why you were not broadcasting at the usual time today. I sat at my computer very frustrated and then realized you're in daylight saving. Here in South Africa, they do not have such a thing. So, kind of taught you something. Joel, did you know that? No daylight saving time in South Africa. Yeah, so you have helped to educate us here in America today. Thank you. Of course, I guess President Wilson, I think, or I have to go back. I think he was the one that instituted daylight savings. Here's the shot, wide to the right, strongly struck by West. Actually get a little bit of a calm to the breeze there for a short period of time, and if it does settle down, it'll warm up quite nicely. Bailey gets it down inside. Here's West. West dangerous right there. Doesn't get enough on it, and we're going to get another corner play for JMU. Dukes, again, continue to dominate shooting, 20-4. With less than 30 to go. She says, may our seniors have a memorable day and enjoy the day altogether. See if they can remember this play. Stenches takes the shot, deflected out, and cleared out by the Huskies. There's a whistle against JMU. And being a school night and getting kind of late, obviously, they have not gathered together with all the South African fans today in one location. So, but they still are watching today's matchup. Very crucial one for both of these teams. In Northeastern can afford a loss, but only if William & Mary beats Hofstra. The Dukes cannot afford a loss. They will need a win, but they'll need some help from the Pride. You beat the Pride on Friday night, 3-1, and then you come back and say, well, can you do us a favor and go beat William & Mary while you're at it? So it serves for interesting dynamics. Gawaleski brings it out. JMU beats Lenore Ryan in women's basketball. No surprise there, actually. 79-45 was the final. We'll have Coach Kenny Brooks, Coach Matt Brady, and actually Coach Mickey Matthews all on our Fan and Weekly press conference tomorrow over at O'Neill's Grill, which is just a short distance from here. In fact, I can see it from here. And we'll have that on live tomorrow beginning at noon. Eastern U.S. time, of course. And we'll have Coach Matthews talk about yesterday's win over Villanova. And we'll see what the judgment is on the way the Dukes played today in their exhibition basketball. Coming up next over the combo will be the Dukes and Philly University. No live media coverage there, just live statistics on the exhibition today. Lavat gets it back behind Taylor Bailey. West will give pursuit as the Huskies swing it wide. Pass comes all the way down to the back, and here comes Dana Alaban. Alaban just does split a couple of defenders to the stick of Bailey. Bailey sends it down into the corner for Stentius, and Luce just does save it as it gets to the line. Bailey fills in the gap. Now she's going to go towards the D, and there's going to be a foul called against Northeastern. A restart right at the dotted line to the left of Gardner. Spinning out of the play, it's Lavat. Lavat at the top of the D. She's in striking distance, takes the shot, and it's deflected. Wide to the right. Dukes will have it wide to the right for the restart. 22 shots now for Madison. Passes intercepted on the way in by Pryor. Pryor knocks the stick out of the hands of Stentius. Luce picks up the stick, but the ball continues on in favor of Northeastern. And it ends up at Maggie Burke's control. Not for long, though, as here's Alaban. Dana with the long pass. Looking for Kristen Rattano. Coming into the picture was number 17, Palumbo. Rachel doing an attempt at getting it under control, unable to accomplish that task, and it's advanced by Northeastern. Under 26 minutes remaining. Cross inside the circle, and Taylor Bailey there to take it away for JMU. Not much weak side support for Northeastern on the crossing pass. Alaban comes to the near side. Smirtka. Sam with a quick touch. It goes. Stentius. Stentius off the body of Northeastern's Vanessa Pryor. Pryor with 4 goals this year. She has an assist for the Huskies as well. Lavat. Adrian sends it wide to the left side. Needing the pass is Jade Saylor. Saylor to the baseline. It's Ashworth. Ashworth. Duke's got good spacing there, but disrupted on the progress by the Husky defense. Huskies have been shut out a number of times this season. They were shut out most recently by Harvard 1-0 and Delaware 3-0. That was last weekend. Actually, the Harvard game was Wednesday night. They don't have to travel very far for that one. That was actually held on Northeastern's home turf. Also shut out by number 13 Massachusetts 2-0. Michigan State by that same score. And a penalty corner coming up here for JMU. Huskies will don the mask to protect the face. And Goldstein will drop down to insert it for JMU. Alaban up top, Bailey to her right. Taylor West right behind her. Tano far to the right side. Levat far to the left side on the arc. Here the play comes out. Stop. Here's the shot. It's kicked out. Here's the second shot and a pad save off the shot by Levat. And another corner play as we get a stick violation where the stick used to obstruct the shooting progress. At least that's what I gathered from the motion of the official. So another insertion for Goldstein. Dukes try to build on a 2-0 lead. Alaban, Stenches, and that's deflected out as trying to redirect was Adrian Levat. Instead, it goes off Levat's stick and out of bounds. Alaban pushes it up the field. Out of bounds it goes. Tackle taken away this time. It's going to be West. West over to Stenches. Stenches to Taylor Bailey. Bailey back to Stenches again. Smirka has some help behind if they need so. Instead, Stenches tried the quick restart. Used to be at one time in the game that you, when you had a foul like that, they would stop play totally, let everybody get reset, create some spacing, and then restart it. Well, now they just let the offense continue on pretty quickly if it's not too far advanced when they just pick it up. It's got to restart very close to where the infraction takes place, and that's to quicken the pace of the game and to also not take away or set up a defense when the offense was, it kind of penalized the offense in the years past. Because if the defense made a play, then they were able to position themselves afterwards, even if they had fouled the controller of the ball. Flicked up into the air, scooped on forward. Alaban just watches it roll off the end line. Just outside the striking circle there at the 16. The Dukes restarted. Nice pass to Ashworth to the left side. Tried to advance it up. Jade Saylor lost control of it. Northeastern will get it. Saylor with a diving redirect right to West. That draws some claps from the fans sitting up on the hillside. Northeastern will drop the defense back. Bennett's going to put on some pressure, trying to take advantage of potential JMU mistake, but the Dukes do not have a mistake on the play. Ball poked away by West. Out of bounds it goes with 20:21 remaining. Bethany Ashworth weaves her way through, gets some help. Filling up the gap is West. A foul called against the Huskies. Ashworth sends it forward. Rattano getting in the mix. She's going to get whistled for the foul, and a restart coming by Kale. Getting it up the line. Now Stenches takes it away. She'll retreat with the ball. With the long pass, it comes to Smirka. Smirka quickly goes back now to Alaban. A little bit of pressure there, but Dana keeps it under control. Now the long strike. Rosalie Becker tries to slow it down. And they're going to call a violation against the Dukes for something. I'm not quite sure what for. And here comes Levat back in after a short breather. Becker takes a seat. Here's Levat now just checked back in. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul or something's they're going to stop the clock. And a yellow card is going to come out on somebody. Not quite sure who. It's going to be on Taylor West. West goes off. Actually, we get a double foul as also Jessica Unger will leave the matchup. So both teams will have a penalty.
How you doing with that? How long is that battle? First half?
Here's Rattano. Rattano inside the striking D. Nice crossing pass, but nobody there to greet it. Jade Saylor was coming into the picture as the mouth of the goal was wide open, but the Dukes didn't have anybody there to get there quick enough to put it home. A restart for Madison. Goldstein with it. Amy with another reach start here, and it goes to Levat. Levat has it poked away. Northeastern with a chance for a transition counter here. Goldstein slows it down enough. Saylor gets into the mix, but she's called for the foul with 18 minutes to go here in this regular season finale. Ball sent wide to the right side. And off the end line. Actually, going to say the Dukes with a foul, so it's going to be a start from just outside the striking D. Trying to push it in. The Dukes, a lot of bodies, not a lot of movement at the moment. And we're going to get a corner play. And this is going to go to the Huskies. Much needed one for the Huskies, who have been dominated statistically, 25-4 the shots. They're reporting a tie score between Hofstra and William and Mary, and it is field hockey. Yeah, they're 1-1, 12-19 into the first overtime period. Of course, the Dukes aren't aware of what's going on there. Here's the corner play. Nice save by Tarfus. It comes out. Got to be back up on her feet again, and it's going to be cleared out. Well done there by the senior. Salty or not. This morning I was doing my usual morning desk work and doing a lot of tweeting, as I do every morning, just to kind of let the JMU Nation know what's going on, and it's a little combo tweeting between JMU Sports at JMU Sports as well as my own account at Kurt Dudley. And so I was usually what I do is I start with the things that happen earlier in the day, and was going to move the. And I move through the afternoon. Of course, then when I get to the event, if there's two games happening at 1 o'clock, then I'll do the last event, or do the event that's going to be on Madison last. Here's a chance for the Huskies and a backhanded shot for Pryor. So the men's soccer team playing over at University Park, their senior day as well. They had 6 seniors, so I was busy doing that, and Stephanie sends me a tweet and says, "How come you're doing everybody but us?" So I just sent her a direct message, said, "Chill out, I'll get to you a little bit." She said she was a little salty over it, which is a common phrase now used among the college generation, and I don't know how much further beyond that. But of course, getting a little disappointed, upset, mad, whatever. Rather salty, you know, kind of an old salty guy. I'm sure I'm described that way quite often. Nah. 15 minutes to go. So I have been kidding with her all day. When she arrived at the facility, I said, "Hey, Salty, how you doing?" And Sam Smirtka agreed with me. I think Bethany Ashworth did as well. Just having some social media fun. Ball knocked down by Stenches. Taken away, however, this is Bennett. Bennett keeps it forward. Stenches gets back into the play and slows down the progress. And that goes off of Pryor. Under 14 and a half to go. Stinches here to Smirka. Smirka dribbles her way through. Now passes it up. Shamovsky. Crossing play. Deflected by Bailey towards the cage. Hits the side panel on the shot. And Dukes get another one there. Both teams still a player down. It was a 10-minute violation. So we are halfway through the penalty session. Taylor West for the Dukes. And it was Jessica Unger for Northeastern.
This is not seeing the down song anymore.
Alaban carries it under her own power over to Levat. Levat reverses the field. Now drops it back to Stenches. Stenches way up the line. She's got Taylor Bailey all alone. The keeper comes out. Bailey couldn't get around. Bailey gets pushed aside a bit by the keeper, but no foul there. Bailey got hit in the mouth, I think, as she's checking the bottom lip a couple of times. 13 minutes to go. Dukes can afford, with the 2-goal advantage, to press up a little bit and take a gamble like that, even though, and of course, the spacing of the field thins out a little bit with each team being a player down. Nice move by Shamovsky to get around the defender. Pushes the ball forward, flips it, looking for Levat. Dukes with a victory today not only improved the chance of going to the CAA tournament, but also assures the program of a winning record. But they're more concerned about being able to continue to play. They don't want today to be the last day that the 3 seniors for the Dukes will be on the pitch wearing the purple and gold.
Did you hear their talking?
And unfortunately, it doesn't look like the Dukes will make it, as William and Mary has won 2-1 in overtime. Hofstra falls to William Mary 2-1 in double overtime this afternoon. That's very unfortunate. Dukes need it for the pride to hang on and win there.
To carry the ball across the line. Once they cross that line,
And that's good news for Northeastern. That basically means the Huskies will be in the tournament regardless of today's outcome. I believe that's the case. Don't quote me on that, but I think that's the way it goes. Bennett will insert here on the corner play. Here's the flick of the wrist, and the ball deflected again. Tarfus knocking the ball away. I believe that's the case, that even if JMU wins, since William Mary's won, Northeastern would be the 3rd seed if that was the case. JMU would be out based upon losing head-to-head tiebreaker with William and Mary after Northeastern is pulled out of the tie. Basically, they make mini pools with those teams that are all knotted up. Back of the stick was the call. Down inside the striking D, now cleared out to the far side. And that that William and Mary Hofstra game began an hour ahead of the Dukes. Which makes you look back to last Sunday when Drexel beat the Dukes in overtime 1-0. You might be able to point to some other victories, or other losses, I should say, but that one kind of stands out because JMU played pretty well last Sunday. Only 4 teams get into the tournament in the CA Field Hockey Championship. Becker tries to pass it forward. Bailey, no, that's actually Ashworth down below. Levat to the left side. Both teams will go back to full strength here in a matter of seconds. Only 10 seconds remain on the double penalty. Each team playing with a man down for the last 10 minutes. Backhanded shot by Becker is wide to the right. Last touch by a Husky. And both teams at full strength now. West will come back on for the Dukes. Pass comes out. Here's Palumbo. Palumbo tries to dribble into the space. She's going to get tripped up. Actually, they're going to say that she stepped on the stick. She'll be whistled for the foul, and back comes Northeastern. Off the leg of Bennett, although she complained about it. Alaban continues on for JMU. Retreating is Unger in the process. Looking for Ashworth. Pass gets beyond Bethany. 8:14 remains. And we get a corner play. And Goldstein will insert it. Excuse me for a moment there. I was looking over the scenarios once again. All kinds of tiebreaker scenarios was provided by Rob Washburn, the CAA. There's a shot, and it's a defensive save off the stick. Making that save was Kowaleski. Some of the other scenarios from Northeastern's perspective, whether it's Drexel or Towson winning today, does dictate where they could be. They could be anywhere from the 2nd to 3rd seed. I don't know. Let's see if they could be the 4th seed in any scenario that remains. No, that would not be the case. So they would be 2nd or 3rd, depending on some of the other outcomes. And that's if this score remains in favor of Madison when the final whistle sounds. Delaware will be the number 1 seed regardless at 6-0. Now Northeastern, let's see here, could they be the number 2 seed with the win, with the loss? Yes, they could if Towson beats Drexel. Really won't matter because all it is that number 2 is going to play number 3, so it's just a matter of who would be the home team in the 4-team tournament. Doesn't make quite as much difference. You're already down to the semifinals. Alaban with a quick move up the midline to Levat. Comes over to Stenches. So the final 5.5 minutes for the JMU seniors. Tarfus in goal. Smirka right down below us right now. And Amy Goldstein, who's standing at the midfield stripe at the moment. Bennett on the far side. 10 goals for Bennett thus far this season. Probably an all-conference selection. All of that will be announced probably Thursday. Usually they announce the all-conference teams and the player of the year and coach of the year awards on the eve of the conference championship tournament. I know we'll be doing that here on Thursday night for the soccer championship. James Madison, the host school, as the regular season champs. JMU will play Hofstra next Friday night at 6 o'clock. William and Mary, the number 2 seed. The Tribe will play at 3, and that'll be against either Northeastern or Delaware. Hofstra beat Wilmington yesterday. So we'll have the banquet here on Thursday night, and I'll be privileged to be the master of ceremonies for that. When they announce the all-conference team, the Coach of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Player of the Year. It's all coming up Thursday night. So you have the same situation for the field hockey league in the CAA. 4 minutes remaining.
3:58.
West.
3:57.
She collides with the new Northeastern defender, which was Kowaleski. Levat. Family watching over in South Africa. Drops it over left side. Palumbo. With family watching in North Carolina. Under 3.5 to go. Looking for, even if you're certainly a fan of the JMU Field Hockey Dukes watching today, invite you to stay with other JMU sports on Madazone throughout the course of the year. We'll have JMU women's basketball next Friday night over at the Convocation Center. Dukes opening up against the Virginia Cavaliers. Taylor Mickleberry and Houston Stutz will have the call. I'll be actually in Charlottesville with the men's basketball team, which is going to be playing the preseason 20th ranked Virginia Cavaliers. Coach Tony Bennett and company. That'll be over at the John Paul Jones Arena, and that'll be on Madazone audio only. Virginia probably has a video stream of it, which you probably have to pay for, but you can listen to the audio. Be doing that game solo, as other members of our broadcasting crew will be spread about. And that's next Friday. We'll have all the home men's and women's basketball games on Madazone HD Sportsnet throughout the basketball season. All of them, of course, on audio, home or away. Here's West. Of course, if you look ahead to the next season for the Field Hockey Dukes, they'll be naming a new head coach between then and now. And of course, the schedule will be announced, and probably about June, hopefully by mid-July, we'll announce our coverage on Madazone next year for the Field Hockey Dukes. And they will, before too long, be moving from this facility, playing over at University Park. Not sure at the moment whether that will be next fall. That might be a little ambitious, but maybe 2 years from now, playing at University Park, which I look forward to getting over there, as facilities will be a little bit nicer to do our Madazone productions from. Although I do want to thank the folks here that help at this facility to keep us as comfortable as we possibly can. Under a minute to go. I want to remind you to stay with us after the match. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to have the post-game ceremony for you. A little twist to the Dukes here today. Normally they do the senior ceremonies prior to matches, but coaching staff said, you know, let's do this afterwards today. And the Dukes just winding out the clock now as they look like they're going to get win number 10 on the season. Here's the ball ahead to Ratano. Kristen takes it inside the striking D, trying to coax a penalty corner there. And defending on the play was Kale. Zoe Kale. Comes up to Lambishin. Smirtka will hold the ball. And the crowd will count down the final seconds. And the Dukes with the victory. Well, Madison took care of its business today. The Dukes with the 2-0 decision over the Northeastern Huskies. Still not sure if they are aware that Hofstra did not pull the Dukes a favor today and beat William and Mary. So with that, we have our final match of the season for the Dukes of James Madison. We'll be back with our post-game ceremony, as we'll have our senior honors here in just a moment, right after this timeout on Madison HD Sportsnet.
The Residence Inn by Marriott provides guests with plenty of room. Room to recharge. Room to prepare. Room to relax. Stay one night or as long as you like. The Residence Inn by Marriott provides each guest with amenities tailored to their individual needs. Spacious suites with all the comforts of home, because it's not just a room, it's a residence.
Welcome back to JMU's Field Hockey Complex over near the ISAT campus, as the Dukes of JMU with the 2-0 win that will close out the regular season. A couple of goals for the Dukes. The first one by Taylor West. That's her 14th of the season. Amy Goldstein picks up an assist in her final JMU game. Lou Stenches loses one in the back of the net, and the Dukes win it 2-0. Good game in goal by Stephanie Tarfus, too. She had to make a handful of saves, and nothing too much out of the ordinary for this senior from Suffolk, Virginia, as the Dukes controlling the match for the most part, out-shooting the Huskies by a considerable margin. 29-8 was the finals as far as the totals were concerned on shots. So a successful day for the Dukes on the field hockey pitch. 29-8 shots on goal are 7 for Northeastern, 13 for the Dukes. 11 saves for Garner, 7 for Tarfus, as she had 7 on Friday night as well. 4 corners for Northeastern, 8 for JMU, and they scored on their second corner. Looking at the individual numbers for Northeastern, shots 8 taken in the game, 3 by Bennett, 1 by Unger, Judge 1, Pryor 1, and 2 for Vaservine. For the Dukes, 1 goal for Taylor West on 7 shots today. Lou Stenches the same numbers, Bailey with 3, Shimalski with 3 shots. Lavatt with an assist. She had 3 shots, 2 of those on goal. Becker with a shot. An assist for Alaban. She had a shot as well. Palumbo with 2 shots and 1 for Ritano. And again, Goldstein picking up an assist for the Dukes of James Madison. Dukes are meeting as a team, kind of huddled up around each other now, and that may be when they make the announcement that Hofstra did not do the Dukes any favors today. Had the 1-0 lead, did the Pride, but William & Mary wins it in overtime, double overtime. And with that scenario, the Dukes were eliminated from the tournament. They needed to win, so they took care of their business, but they also needed Hofstra to win today as well. So let's see, we can scratch off that scenario. All right, if Towson beats Drexel today, Northeastern would be the number 2 seed. If Drexel wins, Northeastern's the 3 seed because of the loss today. And that's it, actually. So it's just a matter of whether Northeastern will be the home team or the visiting team come the semifinals in Newark, Delaware next Friday. Oops. Allison Corser is delivering the hard copy of our statistics, and she forgot her phone. Actually, she just dropped her phone. Thank you, Allison. So we'll have our special announcements here and then do the senior ceremony for you. The Dukes finishing the year at 10-8. And JMU family and friends still standing up in the crowd. They're waiting for this post-game ceremony for the JMU seniors. JMU seniors that will become JMU alumni. And of course, JMU alumni make a difference in their communities every day. And the JMU Alumni Association presents annual awards to honor Dukes for their contributions to the university and to society at large. Learn about the JMU Alumni Awards and nominate an alum today at jmu.edu/alumni/awards. A little wind blown here today, but other than that, a successful afternoon. Dukes have lined up on the far side. And it looks like they actually may do the ceremony just down out in front of the crowd. There are the three seniors in the picture that you see now. Number 7, Goldstein. Number 24, Tarfus. And number 10, Sam Smirtka. But we'll get as much of it as we possibly can for you here on Madison HD Sportsnet. And I believe I see, actually, JMU Athletics Director Jeff Bourne is here for the ceremony, and Assistant Athletic Director Kevin White also here to see the seniors. Big senior day, 6 seniors on the men's soccer team also honored today. They still have one regular season game remaining. That'll be on the road this week for Dr. Tom Martin's club. But today, the last home game, that was against Georgia Southern. In fact, the Dukes were trailing 2-1 to the Eagles. Members of the families of the senior players gathering now on the track. They're going to get a bouquet of flowers and plenty of hugs. So all set up and looks like they're about ready to go here. Still getting a few things organized across the field. All right, November the 3rd, 2013, the final game for 3 JMU seniors as the Dukes win today 2-0 over the Northeastern Huskies. And the senior class going out with victories today. Let's meet the 3 seniors, as this class has been involved in 51 program victories and 3 semifinal appearances in the CA Championship Tournament over the last 5 years. Of course, that includes redshirt seniors. And our first is a redshirt senior. That is Sam Smirtka, who's from Townsend, Delaware. Sam started in 58 games and appeared in 69 games over her career. She wears number 10. And you see her coming through the crowd now. And this year, she tallied the first goal of her career in a 6-0 shutout against Radford. In 2012, she led the team in defensive saves, and as a sophomore, she finished tied for 4th in the CAA with 3 defensive saves. Sam is a JMU Dean's List honoree, a JMU Athletic Director Scholar Athlete, and a CAA Commissioner's Academic Award recipient. And Sam today is being escorted by her parents, Lori and Steve Smirtka. And the fans here will give a round of applause to JMU redshirt senior Samantha Sam Smirtka. Again, being greeted there by Athletics Director Jeff Bourne, Assistant Athletic Director Jeff White. Kevin White. Sorry about that, Kevin. And her family, as well as the coaching staff of the JMU Dukes. And our next senior is number 7, who is a senior back from Lidditz, Pennsylvania, and that is Amy Goldstein. Today, she picked up an assist. She has started now in 63 games during her career. This was her 74th game of play appeared in for the Purple and Gold, and during her career, she's tallied 8 goals, 7 assists, and 23 points. 8 of her goals, 3 have been game winners, including the game-winning goal in a 2-1 overtime win at Towson. Of course, that very important very early in the year. During her sophomore year, she was selected to the Virginia Sports Information Director All-State second team and earned CA Rookie of the Week accolades in 2010. She's been named a JMU Athletic Director Scholar Athlete. She earned that award, of course, in the classroom as she did a CA Commissioner's Academic Award. She is being escorted by her parents, Mike and Mary Goldstein. Mary just celebrated a birthday this weekend, too. And her sisters, Alyssa and Allison, also here today. Ladies and gentlemen, Amy Goldstein, as she is introduced to the crowd here at the JMU Field Hockey Complex. And again, being greeted by Athletics Director Jeff Bourne and Assistant Athletic Director Kevin White. And our final senior is in goal today, number 24. It was Stephanie Tarafis. Stephanie from Suffolk, Virginia. And she has now appeared 20 times in the net for the Dukes, including today her 15th career start and her 10th this year in a starting assignment. This season she allowed, going into this weekend, actually they recalculated 1.29 goals and .780 save percentage, as she had the 7 saves today in the shutout. And now 3 shutouts in a career high 10 games played and started here in 2013. Stephanie is escorted by her father, Timothy Tarfus, and her grandparents, Mike and Mary Hagerman. And Stephanie Tarfus also getting a round of applause from the fans here at the JMU Field Hockey Complex. So congratulations to the JMU Field Hockey trio, Sam Smirtka, Amy Goldstein, and of course Stephanie Tarfus. They'll get a nice collective round of applause from everyone once again here this afternoon as they stand for pictures and enjoy their last few moments wearing the purple and gold here in this post-game ceremony. So congratulations to the trio. There's a nice shot of them all. There's the birthday girl Mary and Amy, of course. As we back out and you see them all, the seniors of the JMU Field Hockey Dukes. Some folks I'd like to thank here that helped to bring you today's matchup. and many of them helping all season long. First of all, from Northeastern's Huskies, the sports information director for field hockey is Matt Hode. Tim McDonald, the CAA sports information director for the sport of field hockey. And, of course, here at James Madison, Devin Howard. Also, JMU Assistant Athletics Director for Athletics Communication, John Martin. Our executive producer has been all season long John Salem. Director is Jake Tomko, and the rest of our camera crew who are out here in the elements today. Today's matchup was presented to you by the JMU Alumni Association, Comcast Sportsnet, the JMU Graduate School, Intellos Wireless, the JMU Bookstore, Residence Inn, and Fox Hill Townhomes. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kurt Dudley. Our final score, it was JMU 2, Northeastern nothing. Good day from the JMU Field Hockey Stadium. This has been a Madison HD Sportsnet production presented to you by the JMU Alumni Association.